It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints. Everyone, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the former NFL MVP, already a two-time Pro Bowler in his fifth season out of Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
And he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Jackson, first play, going to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Van Jefferson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. The first catch of the game for George Kittle.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable. You know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. On 3rd down, Jordan. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Jordan, and he is going to lose yardage here. Chris Jones that time coming in with a tackle behind the line.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Jackson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, that incompletion right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Here's Jackson. A dump off to Elliott. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker, that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Brett Maher now for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. The kick by Maher is good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
They begin on the ground with Kamara.
Up past the 30, second down coming up.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Williams. And incomplete.
I don't see more than trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and you believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Williams. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack.
The start of this game shaping up nicely on the visiting sideline.
You get your points on the opening drive, then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will be taken at the 13. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory. After 1 on EA Sports.
Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Kamara trying the right side, and he is going to lose yardage here. Dante Hightower breaking through to take him down behind the line.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Williams. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got a man. Complete. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle.
To the 36-yard line. Stop there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he's trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Williams going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 17-yard line. Give them 18 on the play. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum, because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a 1st down.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Again, Kamara. And good work there defensively. He's able to keep him out of the end zone.
And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
3rd and goal now, mere inches from pay dirt. Kamara will score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They wanted to get on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play. All of our best blockers
this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
And now here come the Cowboys.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Jackson now. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Jackson.
And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 32 that time.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And his throw here is incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And now it's 2nd down.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this 4th down call.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Williams. This is complete to Michael Thomas. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Williams. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, on comes Saints kicker Will Lutz. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Lutz is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
Ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
The Cowboy offense going to head out now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25. Jackson.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Jackson on first down. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And that'll bring them back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Cowboys. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And the half will begin with a touchback. And the Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. They start the second half with Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Williams.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Williams from the gun on third down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Williams. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Williams. And this is caught by Watkins. So the pitch and catch good for 11. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Here's Williams from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he is going to have a Saints first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Looking to throw, Williams. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Back to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd and short. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
is a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to throw. Williams. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now Williams to throw on 2nd down. Back to Kamara for another catch. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. Just a gain of a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll look to run with Ingram, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Williams. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for the Lions. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Saints are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, That next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Back now here live in New Orleans. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
2nd and 7.
Now it's Jackson. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Jackson to throw. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
This is your game, baby. All right, go get him now.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jackson will throw again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott. Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott from 6 yards away.
And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. I don't want to say that they're completely against the wall here, Charles, but all of a sudden, and with the run that they've been on the other sideline, this is down to a 3-point game. They got to be careful.
Not much space from their back to the wall, though. So you're exactly right. They've got to be careful here. But this is where the value of note-taking and recall comes into play. What was working earlier? Why was it working? Can you get those types of matchups again? And can you run those plays that get you a little bit more breathing room and a little bit of space?
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
A 10th carry for Kamara. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Williams throw complete there to Thomas.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Williams. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield, and the Cowboys have recovered.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. That is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, 52 yards. And the Cowboys use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers at the start of the 4th quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The 4th quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Now, the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
Williams throwing on first down. Thomas brings it in. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Williams. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins.
And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He's back to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that will bring up 2nd down.
All right, say it with me now. There are a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty?
Yep.
Wily? Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names?
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
Back to throw. Over the middle, open is Thomas.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I'm starting to wonder here. Are they trying to prevent winning? Because right now, they're laying back and they're picking them apart and moving the ball downfield. I think they got to start bringing a little pressure towards the quarterback.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Back to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got napped.
Yeah, one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Williams throw taken in by Landry. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. This is caught. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
What an outstanding drive right right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. A good drive that time as they get 9 plays in all. And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Throwing, Jackson. He's got Elliott at 5 yards. Not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Jackson able to find Gallup.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
One last shot for Jackson.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.